Oh, so good.
Alright, started back the stream.
All right, I'm gonna double check. Nice. Yep.
Oh my god, is that Forklift Alpha?
It's gonna be. We're gonna do this today, basically.
Just a forklift.
Alright. Let's just start it. But yeah, I've been really enjoying having a new camera. It's like a huge leap from what I've used before as like just normal consumer, like, you know, tourist camera.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the film simulation is really cool too. You can directly just post it from your phone, you know, from the camera to your phone.
Do you have a favorite film sim yet?
Not yet. Like, I've been playing with them, but recently I've started editing my photos too. So I just shoot film simulation JPEG plus RAW, and then I just edit my RAW. But yeah, all the color grading stuff, it's been fun. I've been going wild on my cat's Instagram.
So that way your cat has its own Instagram.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
I'll tell you off stream.
Okay.
Oh, I can just tell you right now. It's Saffron the Siberian.
Okay. So the one that you posted in, like, was it Autopsy or was it Pets? I don't remember, but was that one from Film Sim or was that a edited one?
I can't remember. I posted recently, right?
Yeah, I think fairly recently, because the
check.
dynamic range on it was like really good.
The latest one I posted is raw edited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love how convenient the whole like system is.
Yep.
Oh yeah, well, what did you decide for the lens though?
Right now I have the kit lens. That's 1855, I think, with a 2.8 f. And I have a 56 millimeter 1.4 f manual. And these are the two I have right now. Maybe I'll get another 50 something, but automatic focus. But for now, both of these are great. And when we're doing our trip, I don't want to have to schlep around fucking 12 lenses.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if you're buying native Fuji glass, I probably wouldn't recommend you getting another 50, because a 50 on the Fuji system is basically like a portrait lens.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna shoot a lot of portrait, but also when we're not on vacation, basically all we're shooting is food photography for my wife, and me is like keyboards and, you know, figurines.
I would probably recommend the 32 or something.
And my cat. I like the shallow ones though, so shallow depth of field. And when it's like crazy fisheye, it's not my favorite.
I mean, 32 is like the equivalent of a full frame 50.
Yeah.
Because what is it? Is it 1.8 or something like that as the adjustment?
I think so.
So if you want like a normal focal length that's like similar to what the human eye would see, it's pretty close to like 32.
Yeah, I'll definitely look around, and the fact that they're pretty cheap on Fuji, it's been nice.
Relatively cheap. But also, if you're doing like a lot of travel and you want to use like a prime for travel,
yeah,
the two lenses are really good.
For everybody who just came in, thank you for joining. We have our stream chat set up now, so I'm going to be watching that pretty much the whole time. If you have questions, whatever, you can feel free to talk there. If you wanted to come on stage and ask Mecha a question, then I can unmute you, and we can do it one at a time.
You're very quiet, Red.
Let me turn it up. Hold on.
I can see a Discord chat too. Let me pull up Twitch chat. How dare you? How dare you what, dude? Yeah, I do have a forklift certificate.
Wait, actually?
No.
Maybe that's better.
I can barely drive, dude. What do you mean?
Justin, what's up, man? You want to come on stage? Let's do it. All right, go for it.
Oh, can I talk? Awesome.
Yep.
Hey, man.
Hey, awesome. Love your work, man.
Thank you so
much. It's funny. Iris, Muddy, and I were like literally just talking about wanting to dive deep into Medium and stuff, and could be a good idea.
Oh, for sure.
I was wondering, like, do you make everything in Medium, or are there situations that you find yourself in where you're choosing other softwares?
I make practically everything in Medium. The stuff I don't do in Medium, it's when I need something that's repeating, very precise, like when I make my brushes, right? And I want like this shape. Making this in Medium is annoying because there's no like clear parameter, and there's no like snapping, and when you duplicate stuff, like it's kind of wobbly, right? So I can move it, but I need to figure out the precise spacing of it. So
I see.
making this stuff in other software is very easy. You can just place a cylinder and then clone it a whole bunch. But in Medium, it's a bit more annoying.
Cool. So, like, do you have like Blender up on like another screen, and you just make assets while you're building like what you're currently modeling, or do you just make everything prior and don't worry about making anything new while you're building something?
Yeah, the second one. If I need a shape, like a specific shape, like this one, for example, like with a clear bevel on it, I'll make it in another software and then just import it, and then I'll just use it as a brush, so I can,
Awesome.
play around. I don't have to take off my headset and put it back and switch back and forth.
Yeah, your process looks so streamlined. Like, it's awesome what you're doing.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I think 4 years since I started using VR, and just using it every day for work. It goes pretty fast, and like you figure out little tricks. And
awesome. That's so excited to see more about the game too.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's going very well on this side too. Magic can talk more about it if he's here or when he's here. But
Cool.
Yeah, man.
So before the whole VR thing, you were just doing the whole, I guess, mouse and keyboard way of doing it?
When I first started, I was doing everything by hand, just drawing. And then I followed a tutorial from another concept artist that's called Jama Jurabaev, and he was doing stuff in 3D Code, and I really enjoyed how he worked with the program. It's basically the same as Medium, but like traditional 3D software. Like it's voxels too, like you can sculpt it and add, remove, so it's very fast. It's not ultra precise, but it's super fast. So I started using that, and yeah, one day I just picked up a VR headset and I'm like, okay, let's try it for fun, and I never
stuck.
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously, can't wait to see how how far you bring the design language for A.N.I.M.O over the next couple of years.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to separate the A.N.I.M.O stuff from myself, so I think all my work is gonna end up looking like A.N.I.M.O and vice versa. Like the
That's
stuff
good though.
I've been doing for A.N.I.M.O has been influenced a lot by what I do at work, so maybe it's gonna transpire whenever the actual game I'm working on comes out.
Awesome.
Now Joe Star wants Red Panda too.
Yeah.
Red Panda Gang's the best.
Yeah, well, what's floor on Red Panda even right now? Because I haven't looked in probably a couple months now.
I think it's one or two, I think.
Yeah, there's only like a couple for sale right now.
Well, I remember when the big crash happened, there was like one just sitting there for like what, 0.3 or 0.4, which, you know, thinking in hindsight now is like I probably should have just picked up another one. But somebody else has to eat too, right?
I get one. I decided to collect Rottweilers.
You had a question, Ducky?
There's a red panda off with double ticklers. That's available right now. That's all I had to add.
3 maybe?
No way.
I'm not sure. I have to look at it again.
Forklift with fork melee. Then Pervade wants me to put forks, like actual forks.
Oh my god, at the bottom, like the part that lifts and all that, if it was actually like 2 little tiny forks.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuckers.
Ask and you shall receive.
No, let's not do that. I gotta keep it serious here, boys.
It's more just showing that you have the skills and the ability to do it, you know?
Yeah.
On demand, whatever you need.
Yeah, that's what I like with this. It's super fast and you can just draw whatever, right? You don't have to model everything precisely. So if I want to like put arms on it, I can just draw it real quick, you know.
Yeah.
Wings.
Wide boy arms.
Yeah, there's literally a red panda for 0.55 right now.
With double
Christ.
ticklers. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, probably the best deal you'll ever see. It's the only red panda that's actually listed.
Of course, Red Panda Gang strong.
Yeah, I'm never letting go of mine.
There's very, very few situations. Very few.
Though, just saying, Derpy, you know, I might be open to trade for my red pandas for a PSA 9 time twister.
That actually might be a worse deal for you.
Wow, it literally is the only one for sale.
You don't tell him. You just take it.
Wait, how much is a PSA 9 time twister right now?
He said my ears.
10 grand it looks like.
Yeah, no, that seems about right. That might be a kind of fair deal. I'd be losing a bit on that, but you know.
What do you mean the audio sounds messed up in Pervade?
On Twitch or on Discord?
Let me check the audio on Twitch real quick.
I am not a professional streamer.
So how is this forklift powered? Is it like gas, electric?
It's the power of friendship.
What is the storage method for the power of friendship?
I haven't figured it out yet, but it's probably like this thing would be a battery, and it's heavy, so it'll balance the whole thing. So once you put, shit in the front, you need something like heavy battery in the back to balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And right now it's just the bare bones. Like I start with like the suspension or the frame, and then I got the frame for the forklift part.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just trying to introduce some color for like some paneling to make it, bulkier.
So when you look at stuff like that forklift, for example,
Yeah.
How much time does it take for you to process? Like, okay, I need to make this part hinge. I need to make this part, mobile, not mobile. Like, is it pretty natural to you? I mean, do you, at this point with your experience, you just like look at it and you're like, yep, I think I can do it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been doing this for a while now, and even like as a kid, I've been building a lot of Gundam stuff, so I know what parts should kind of move. But this is not super complicated, right? There's like a rail thing and then wheels, and that's it. There's no like crazy ass fucking joints like this, which I'm gonna try to introduce like more to make it more interesting visually. Like the more movements you imply with your forms, the cooler it's gonna look. A.N.I.M.O. Like Transformer looks so cool because every like the finger has like 10 joints on it. When it moves,
How do you feel about like panel scribing?
Sorry, what?
How do you feel about panel scribing? Like on Gunpla when you
Yeah.
chisel in the details on flat objects to make it look like there's another panel there.
Yeah, I love it. I'm very lazy, so I'd never do it. But when I see it, it's really awesome. I use it as ref for work sometimes. So when I have, let's say, a model from, let's say, a level artist, they give you, let's say, a cylinder like this, and they're like, "Oh, can you make a barrel out of it? But it has to be the same shape or the same footprint." I look at those panel scribing on Pinterest, and it helps me see how you can take a simple form and make it like more complex, right? With shit on it.
Yeah.
So it's super useful for designing stuff. But to do it myself, it's so tedious. Like I barely even paint my stuff. So.
Well, I mean, more so in Medium when you're designing stuff in 3D. Do you ever because I noticed like at least the majority of like A.N.I.M.O designs are a little bit on the minimalist side when it comes down to like panel detail and stuff like that.
Yep.
But in like your other works, have you ever like actually used like panel scribing like designs and?
Oh yeah, for sure. For A.N.I.M.O, it's because I wanted to keep stuff readable from far. So if I make something like this, you don't see really the panel scribing. It's gonna be pretty small, and especially people are looking at stuff on their phone or the viewer, let's say on OpenSea, is very small. Like it doesn't take the whole screen. It's just a small portion.
Mm-hmm. So you want the silhouette to be the most vocal part.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew we were gonna do something like figurines or a game, so I wanted to keep it fairly low so we don't have to make very, very complex models and
So whenever the figurines do come out though, we wanted to like take a panel scriber to that and like pimp out our A.N.I.M.O, we totally could.
Oh yeah, for real. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know exactly how the material is gonna like handle it. It's polyurethane, I haven't played with that
Oh.
a whole bunch.
Isn't polyurethane kind of brittle?
I think so, a little bit.
Yeah, so it wouldn't take well to like aftermarket sculpting probably.
Yeah, I'd probably chip. That's my guess.
It's great on the print to just like sit on the desk, but I guess for secondary aftermarket work, probably not.
Yeah, it might be a bit tricky for that.
I know that for those of you who weren't paying attention, we're going to try to make the pilots detachable. So they ideally will be interchangeable in the future.
Yep. Ask the manufacturer not to glue the pilot on top of the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
A socket joint, right?
Yeah, it's just a socket, and it's like it looks like this. So it's
Okay.
There's a direction on it.
Okay. So as far as I know, Red Pandas did not make the initial print run because we completely got blown the hell up in A.N.I.M.O Olympics.
Yep. Farm 1.
Ugh.
We don't like to talk about it, but
Rigged.
You know, there's always the future. You know, I look forward to the day when I'll have my Red Panda on my desk.
Well, I mean, you can totally just print one and slap it on. That's why we left the thing separate. Because making
I
this...
think once you...
Yeah, go for it, sorry.
I was going to say, once you get the actual, like, chicken, then you can just look at the dimensions of the cutout of what they put in, and then, you can just cut the bottom out.
Oh yeah, I also totally forgot about that part. Like, do we have merch rights for the A.N.I.M.O that we own or no?
I don't remember. I think you do. The ones you own, I think you do.
Yeah. So I mean, if that is the case, then I guess I could make custom Red Panda ones.
Yeah. I mean, we always encourage people to play with their A.N.I.M.O however they wanted to do it. So I'm not against it, but like if you start a sister company called A.N.I.M.O and then you start selling fucking figurines, that might be an issue. We're gonna send our lawyers.
Like similar to like garage kits where we would only be making things that are not on the market or something. So if someone actually wanted a Red Panda head, you could just buy the Red Panda head, but it would still be dependent on buying the OG A.N.I.M.O body.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you want people to play with it, but if you're doing it, let's say for a profit, and then you start a whole company out of it, that's not in the, it's just philosophy is, just don't be a dick. So if you're doing it for fun, no problem. If you're doing it to, profit off other people, that's not cool.
Yeah, it would definitely not be like a full-on company. It's basically like, hey, you want this head that is not currently in the collection?
Yeah,
here you go.
And making these toys, it requires quite a bit of work. So it might take a while before we can make the whole line of pilots. So that's why we wanted some flexibility for people to be able to get their own pilot as well.
Is it just going to be the pilots that are interchangeable? I mean, are we going to be able to interchange any of the other parts?
I'd
or
love
probably
to.
not.
Probably not for this one.
Yeah.
Because it requires like a lot of precise machinery to be able to make parts fit together. Like one joint is fine, but like the whole body, it's a different story.
Right.
So maybe not for this one. If we get a big partner, like Bandai or something. Yeah, for sure, that'd be sick. But right now it's a small shop in China, and it's a small batch too. We're only making 200.
Meaning, if anybody's
Wait,
watching the stream,
Out of it?
say it
Sorry?
again. Sorry.
There's only 200 coming out of it?
Yep.
So who am I gonna have to stab for mine?
I mean,
We'll figure out how to distribute it later. We're still working on the details, even for like, how do we have people pay, you know, for shipping, and how do they pay for whatever XYZ. We're still working on some of those details.
yeah, even the distribution has been a fucking nightmare to deal with because I'm an artist. I'm not a international distributor. So to figure out the laws of where you need to ship and the taxes on different countries and what kind of permit you need to sell stuff online, like it's been a learning curve to say the least. But yeah,
Does the manufacturer not do any of that for you?
Sorry, what?
Does the manufacturer not do that stuff for you? Like,
No, he just
are we
makes
not paying them?
no.
Or is it coming to you?
It's coming to us.
Oh, that sucks.
Actually, he's going to Grumpy, and he's handling all of it. Grumpy has been a huge help dealing with the manufacturer and then figuring out all that stuff. It's been valuable help. Thank you, Grumpy. The medium is starting to chug a little bit with fucking 2 streams open. Oh. Sit still for a
Time
second.
dilation.
Yeah. Try to turn off some stuff. Yeah. Was it when it starts chugging in VR, like your frames drop and then you get nauseous? Yeah, it's not cool.
You're a bitch in VR.
I am.
You get haunted.
For sure. And I've been working, 6 to 8 hours a day for 3 years in it, and I still get nauseous. But I can't fly around like fucking Gage in VR golf.
Weird talent to have.
Yeah. Denny too. He plays Echo Arena and then he flips upside down and then flies at the speed of sound and throws discs everywhere.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I've been doing better though. I've been playing like racing games and that's not too bad. But when it's my physical body that's moving, I'm having a hard time.
Those are some beefy tires.
Yeah, man.
That's a monster truck.
Oh yeah, this one's a wide boy.
Yeah.
It's all
Mech
about the
doesn't play
stance.
around.
Yeah. Yeah, when designing mech and anything mechanical, like the stance is so important. Has the whole like personality of the thing. So like these ones are very high and built squat like this. So I don't know. I like my stuff, thicker. That's not bad though. This. Yeah, Gage. You heard me.
Oh, this is weird. Someone just followed me on Twitter called LinkedIn Bro. their description is just LinkedIn, entrepreneur, consultant, trillionaire, grind set. I have more money than you. Quit your 9 to 5, then we'll talk.
Sick, dude.
Oh, you found
He's
my
a-
LinkedIn profile?
He's a Chad, dude. He's a Chad.
No, I
Trying to
know this
flex
is a
on you.
joke profile. I'm just wondering who the hell this is because they're using a stock image.
I had somebody this week on Twitter DM me their whole seed phrase. They're like, "Oh, I'm a student and I have this much crypto."
Oh
and
yeah,
I,
that's the scam that's been going around.
yeah, for sure. Like, here's my whole seed phrase and my private passkey. Can you help me? Sure, dude. Definitely not a scam. Like, a cool little trick in Medium, if you have a reference photo, you can just sample the color directly from the photo.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
yeah, that's sick.
I usually don't have these kind of photo flying around. I usually have a big board right above my head. So when I look up like this, I have all my images, and I can't color pick from it. But for the purpose of this stream, having just one, so that's like clearer. I can color pick like this. It's pretty cool.
Do you feel like working in VR gives you more or less eye strain from screens, like normal TV, computer screens?
It's about the same, honestly. It's definitely better for my posture and for my hands, because when I'm working on the tablet, I'm hunched down like this, and when I draw, there's pressure on my carpal tunnel nerve and on my hands and wrist. I'm always hunched down, but when I sculpt in VR, I'm actually laying back in my chair. I'm looking up. So it's very comfortable. I can, go front and back like this, and it's very comfortable. At first I had pain in my neck and shoulders because my hands are always in the air, but after a while you get used to it.
I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens with the guns, because they always have guns. You know, our A.N.I.M.Os always have guns.
Well, no, there's a bunch of them who don't even have arms.
Should have arms.
It's easy to make a design look cool with guns. Like, it's kind of a cheat code. You just put giant guns on it and instantly look cool. So designing a forklift is a little bit harder. Yeah, improvate basically. Except I don't need those crazy arms, because it's just directly on my face.
We need to get in one of those like zero gravity bed things and just let him sit in it like that.
That'd be cool, dude. I'm all for it. I don't know if you guys watched the H3 podcast, but like the producer over there has a fucking crazy ass chair, like a scorpion back with, multiple monitors in front. That's pretty dope.
Oh, I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah. One with Hassan too is awesome.
Everfade said he does.
Yeah.
With Hassan, yeah.
But yeah, Dan, the producer, has like this crazy chair. Love it.
Give him a box.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if the weight is good, right? Like, cause this is a forklift, it works well like this. The center, like balance center, is good. But if you put something like here, like, do you feel like it's tilting forward? Like if it has a really big box, right?
I think it needs a gigantic fuel tank.
Yeah, I need something else in the back to be able to balance it.
Offset the weight, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But already the wide stance makes it so that it's more stable.
Feels sturdier, yeah.
You're gonna make it like a red panda tail, but it's a fuel canister.
Ooh.
Oh,
The Mario tail that he has when he's the raccoon.
that's pretty funny.
You just put a couple mounts like that attaches to the body.
I love it. I love this.
Let's do a proper one.
I love it.
It's a little bit big though. Let's do this. It's better. Make a little indent for it.
Oh.
Action.
We need to be able to hold it properly.
Like
so-
insert and hold it, yeah.
We could just do this, I guess.
Yeah.
And then put like a.
Like a whole mounted
Yeah.
bracket.
Clip it like this.
Ooh.
So I guess the fuel port is at the very bottom of the tank then, right?
I mean, if you want to start fucking engineering that thing, you make this and then put a little thing here and then it clips, but you know, you're not really gonna see it, so.
Yeah.
But you know it's there, so.
We know.
Imperfect wants me to tilt the wheels.
You mean to give it a stance?
Yeah, like
Stance. Because he mentioned stance and then, you know.
Oh my god.
let's go. Dude.
That's so good.
Those are crazy. That's too much. Yeah, if you want to do like Tokyo Drift, fucking.
I mean, I'm still insisting on the point that, you know, whenever like A.N.I.M.O All Stars gets done, we really need like a Mario Kart like mode.
Yep. Slap balloons on the back of your thing.
Yeah, or
Yep.
more like Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal meets Mario Kart.
Yeah, I love that game as a kid. Dude.
And make it VR compatible.
Yep.
Which would be so hilarious if when you turn your head, the A.N.I.M.O head actually rotates.
That'd be cool.
And
Dude.
people can see that.
Live your dream of being a red panda.
Yeah.
What if I told you there are other ways to live like that?
Yeah. What are those?
Not going there.
One fucking souped up forklift. Kind of like the little cage thing that's going on though.
Alrighty, gang. I'm gonna be back. I gotta get some food in me or I'm gonna pass out.
Alright, man. It was nice having you.
Yep. Catch you on a bit.
See you, man. This is cool, but it kind of hides the pilot. You don't really see it.
Yeah, this doesn't need to be like OSHA compliant or anything. It just needs to look cool, you know?
Yep, exactly.
The question is, what do our red panda arms look like when they're operating these mechs, you know?
There was a drawing in the Discord where it's just like the little feet, and it
Yeah,
controls.
I remember that one.
It's about safety, not the pilot. You don't want the box falling and crushing his little head. Yeah, true.
Dude, he's got a big old round head. It'll just bounce off, you know?
Yeah. You just have a helmet on. So if you don't want to crush his head, it's probably needs to be pretty sturdy, so I have to attach it to something so it doesn't bend. Yeah. Alright. Not too bad so far. Just trying to figure out all the structural parts that need to kind of make it look like it's working. And then we'll add all the little decoration of screws and little ticks and all that stuff. So far it's good. It's touching the floor. The stance is nice. It feels like it has weight. Maybe this should be a little bit wider. Like this.
Yeah, nice.
Clean it up a little bit.
Speaking of screws, for the collectibles, that's part of what we've been kind of figuring out as well. Originally, the manufacturer was going to do like a bunch of individual screws, and then they're like, "This is too many screws." So that's part of what's happening behind the scenes, at least. Originally, it was going to be some poor guy in China having to make like literally thousands of screws because each one had like 100 screws or something.
Yep. But now it's gonna be a poor guy in China that has to paint all these screws. The reason why they were doing it manually, like a separate, is because it's easier to paint them when they're separate, and they can just glue them on it. But now they're gonna have to paint it on the thing.
Gage is asking if you can put a plow in front of it and let it be the loading screen for a game. Push all the exploded Animos off the last game fields. That would be pretty good idea. I think that'd be kind of cool, actually. Just kind of cute little animation of him, like, all right, clean up the trash.
Zamboni.
Round 2.
Yeah, so what's cool with this like modular type of vehicle, you can just add more shit on it. You can repurpose it. Now it's a forklift, but you can swap this for, plow or what I really like as a vehicle is snow plowers, but the big ones with like the screw, not a screw, but like a sorry, I can't find the word in English, but like there's a big like screw thing, and it just blows out the snow like this in the back.
Oh, I don't know what that's called.
No.
I do not know what that's called in Italian. Yeah, what's in French then? I mean, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, snowblower. Yeah. There you go. Snowblower. Yeah. But the big ones, like the yellow ones that go on the street and just clean up the street. I love those. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. I don't know.
I don't live somewhere with snow, so I have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not like Macro was posting. Like bigger, there needs to be a guy that's sitting in it. But yeah, kind of like that, but way bigger.
That's the handheld version.
Yeah, that's the consumer version.
Oh
yeah,
wait,
yeah, kind of.
there it is, the big one, Mokro. There it is. This forklift might be a little bit too small. He needs a lot bigger of a car for that then.
Yep. So I'm looking at this, and there's a bunch of pulleys in here that drives this thing up, right? It's all
Yeah.
attached here. So let's say these are the pulleys. I need to attach it somewhere here. Let's do this.
Ooh.
Something like that. And there needs to be some kind of motor or whatever here.
Yeah.
A pulley system, but we'll figure that out later. Just indicate it for now. So, I'll paint this. Trying to get the same like balance of colors, kind of. So I messed up. I made the strings on the same layer as the front part. So let me fix that real quick. Just redo it, but I'll just delete this. Then I'll select this and delete the wires. There you go. Looking better. Clean that front bit a little bit. It's messy with the shapes. There's like a bunch of shit going on different direction. That's better. There we go. Wait, I fucked it up. This one too. It's the same layer. I'm trying to keep my different colors on different layers because whenever I'm done with this, I usually render it in Keyshot, and I can only assign one material per piece. So I need all these pieces to be a different color. haven't looked in Twitch chat in a while. I don't know if anybody was talking. No,
Take a look.
it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, forgive me, I'm not a streamer. Usually when I work, I don't talk to anybody. And if it's quiet, it's just because I'm thinking of what the hell I'm doing. So I'm not a big talker in real life. Usually pretty quiet. But this whole A.N.I.M.O thing has really helped me work on my social skills. Talking to people in Discord and then running this whole community thing. It's been really helpful. Oh, we got a
Jerobi had a question. Yeah, he said, how do you feel about the pressure control in medium as opposed to working in something like ZBrush?
Yeah. I haven't used VR sculpting a whole lot and a while for that matter. It's a different way of approaching it from ZBrush. ZBrush, like there's not feedback, but like pressure on. Let's explain that example. So I have this block right here in ZBrush. When you sculpt it, there's like you can sculpt directly on the piece, right? So you can like carve in it. In medium, there's not that kind of pressure of like assisted. Like it works, but it's not as clean. You need to have more control over your body, and when you carve it, there's depth to it, right? So I can carve it, but I can also go straight down and straight through. See? So if I have good control over my hand or my body, I can have pretty clean cuts. But if I'm wobbly, I have stabilization on my brush right now. But if I'm wobbly, it's gonna be wobbly. So it requires a bit more control than in ZBrush. There's ways around it. Like if I want to make a really clean cut, I can even maybe have a brush that's already, the right size, or I can make something like this, and then I can place it exactly where I want, and then subtract the two afterwards. So I have a really shallow cut, but it's voxels. Like ZBrush, it's surface modeling. So you're gonna sculpt on polygons. This every time you move this mesh, it's like it dynamishes it every time. But that's why it's so powerful, because I can just stretch things forever, and I'm not worried too much about running out of polygons and all that shit. And for the type of work that I do, it's good because it's fast, and then I can give that to like a good 3D modeler, and he'll probably remake all of it so the geometry will be clean. My job as a concept artist is just to figure out what it looks like. Basically just drawing with 3D stuff. The new version that they're working on right now, called Substance Modeler, it's better for that type of sculpting. Like in ZBrush, they have surface tool that work better. But I still prefer medium right now just because I'm used to it. I've been playing with both, but if I need to make something, I'll just use medium. But honestly, I find doing it in VR a lot more precise than ZBrush for myself, just because it's really easy to zoom in and then place yourself exactly where you want, and then you can start sculpting stuff really in depth. And it's like right now I'm inside the mesh, right? If you needed to do this in ZBrush, it'd be pretty tricky to like navigate your way all the way here. You'd have to isolate the piece and then figure out where it's cutting and then hiding a bunch of shit. Like in VR, if I want to sculpt the underside of this, I can just go under it and then, you know, do whatever I need to do here. Like I'm really inside the structure, which is kind of crazy. This whole VR pipeline, it's less about modeling, it's more about drawing, I guess. Yeah, exactly, and pervade. Yeah, exactly. You want to read that out for me, please?
Yeah, he said it's really easy for a 3D artist to get hung up on creating good geometry and topology, especially when you're making something that you know you are going to have to work with later. That's why having a concept artist who typically draw by hand to iterate quickly without getting hung up on good 3D practices. And then for you, mech bridging that gap, working in 3D but maintaining that speed. I mean, like you said, it's like drawing. I mean, you freehand all this.
Yeah, there's guides to help, you know. Like right now I have like an angle snap and I have a line too. But it's really fast. I'm not thinking about what kind of operation I'm making. Like, oh, I'm pushing these vertex that way. I'm just drawing it. Like even the buttons right now, I'm not thinking of like, oh, I need to press this button to access this menu. Right now, I kind of forget about it after a while, and then I just make shit. I'm thinking about what I'm doing and not how I'm doing it.
Ooh.
Oh, shiny.
Oh.
That's all I had to do. Shiny.
K-Boy's like, those lights are sick. Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need much.
Flashy.
I'm usually trying to keeping it like at the end to make all the stuff because it's really easy to get carried away and then start putting lights everywhere. And it's gonna look sick, you know, because it's shiny. But then at the end, your stuff ends up looking like a Christmas tree. But it is cool. That's a fun little detail they have here. And even the way how like it's getting, you know, attached and there's the power going through it. It's fun little details. But I'm still trying to figure out the overall balance of this, so I don't want to start adding detail just right away. Like the big shapes are there. Now it's like the medium shapes I'm working on. No, I'm working on the very small shapes at the end. Adding all that stuff. But this still feels like it's not working properly. Probably have to cut this piece. Let me read this. Yeah, Gage, definitely on next stream you can put out the images and you can figure out what the hell we're doing. I decided to do a forklift because Magic was talking about forklift this week in admin chat. I'm like, this is such a cool idea. But yeah, man, whatever you guys feel like would be cool to see, let me know.
Why?
Why? Nah, that's a secret, dude.
Dude, Animal Warehouse, obviously. Like...
Yeah, where do you think we store all those boxes?
You said under your bed.
Yeah.
Mech's got a tiny little patio, Gage. What makes you think he's got like a gigantic storage space?
Yeah, you should see my apartment. It's filled with crap.
It's a stairwell.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure, Improvade, what you're saying, like majority of concept artists, they draw stuff, so when they give their drawing to a 3D modeler for production, they have to interpret like how the drawing like lives in 3D and then model that, so it's kind of hard to do. But with this whole VR pipeline, I can just give this to a modeler for the game or for the toy company, and they have a base, and it's harder for them to fuck it up because I don't have to draw this view and then this view and then this view and have them, model everything properly. They know what's happening, every facet of the design. It's been really useful for production. And more concept artists now are using 3D, like even for environments like Blender and all that stuff. It's super useful now because there's a lot of changes to do in concept. Just because the nature of the job is to iterate quickly. So when they're like, oh, can you turn this 45 degrees and then, draw a different view? If you have to redraw all that stuff from scratch, it's basically, a new concept. But if you have some 3D stuff, it's faster to make those changes and, show to your client or your art director like what the hell you're doing. Oh, there's some cool artifact that happened here. Like, what I like with Medium.
The teeth.
Yeah, it's not on purpose, but like the fact that the geometry is janky. Sometimes you have like cool 3D brush strokes that happen by accident like this, and that's why having it super clean, this type of stuff would never happen. But that looks cool. So.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Even if I try to up-res this to make it cleaner, I think it's gonna get rid of it because it's not, supposed to be there. It's all janky. So let's just leave it.
Yeah.
Janky
it's
low
like
res.
A gear system, right? Like that it'll. It just has to look functional. It doesn't actually have to be a true design. We're
Yeah.
not engineers here, you know.
Like, even in the A.N.I.M.O collection, there's a bunch of like weird artifact, like like this. It's all wonky, but I think it gives it a lot of personality and doesn't make the 3D like look like 3D. It's not sterile.
I don't know if I've stared at the butt of my animal that closely yet.
You're missing out.
Yep.
Ducky knows every part of his.
But yeah, when you look at 3D, like if let's say there's a cube and it's super sharp, it doesn't look real because the edges is too sharp, and nothing in real life looks like this. That's why stuff looks like it's 3D. When you model it, you have to go in and then make it beveled for it to look like real. And in
That's what I was
medium,
wondering. You always cut off like a little bit of the corners.
yeah, but even in medium, since it's low res, but not low res, but it's not clean, all that stuff's happening like on its own, right? Like there's still a little curve on it, even if from far away it looks flat, just because it's voxels. So if I cut this like sharp, it's still kind of round, which I like a lot. Alright, so proportions are looking good. Now I'll add a million screws and some little details. Maybe just so we got this piece. All of this is magically attached to this, and it would go up and down.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be higher, no? You can't lift it super high.
Oh, it doesn't go all the way up. Yeah.
I mean, how high should it go?
It's supposed to go to the top. Yeah, where the top of that is where you're pointing now is like typically how high the forklift should go, I think.
But like, is our warehouse, does it have high shelves? So it should go up higher.
Oh.
And then all that stuff can go
We can go all the way up.
even higher.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, let's do that. Now, how high should it go though?
Honestly, that's probably good enough.
We don't settle for good enough, Red.
I know, but like, anyone work in a warehouse can tell us how high these things actually go.
Yeah. Have the people that you work at?
Mokro says it can go higher. You might add hydraulic pipes inside the shaft.
Yeah, like in here. That's right, Mokro was a forklift driver. Professional forklift driver.
Gabe says, can devs do something about this?
Oh, Red's picture. It's not zoomed in, dude.
Hey, give me a zoomed in photo.
Wait, let me read what Emperor's saying. Have the people you work with at WB upstream and downstream recognize the value of your workflow compared to traditional 2D? AKA, do you recognize that you have the power of 10 times the artist, and did you get a raise? Actually, yes. Which I'm very grateful for.
Nice.
But yeah, it does definitely help a lot, and I've been trying to explain to other people too how to do it, so I'm not the only bozo in the office with a VR headset on. But yeah, definitely it's I feel appreciated, and they understand that's very valuable. At first, some people maybe find it a bit gimmicky because I'm waving my arms around the office, but at the end of the day, the work is solid, and that's what's important.
Ooh, I like that.
But yeah, all these questions about forklift, like you usually research all that stuff before trying to design something. I'll spend half a day just gathering refs, looking at videos and like how whatever I'm designing works, and trying to understand it, and then I'll do it. What's fun with A.N.I.M.O is just it's nonsense, but not nonsense, but it's just a mech with guns, so there's no crazy like how the fuck do forklifts work and hydraulics and all that stuff. But for stuff at let's say Warner or a game or movie, you need to understand what you're doing. If you just make shit up, it's not gonna look like it's working. It's gonna look fake.
Yeah, the functionality, I guess, is the hard part.
Yeah.
In reality, you are an engineer. Like you have to understand how the pieces fit together and how they move in real life.
Basically.
Otherwise, you can't recreate it to make it look believable.
Yeah. I mean, trying to wear many hats. I'm not an engineer, but I need to kind of understand how stuff works. Same for like architecture, right? Design a building, you need to figure out how certain type of architecture works, or design a creature, you need to understand how anatomy works. Like, you're not a doctor, but you still need to figure out bones and shit. So, it's very fun because you need to understand a little bit of it, but not all of it. So I don't have to, worry about how many pulleys do I put on this, so it needs to be able to pull this up. Like only, let's say 5 forklift drivers will look at your game and be like, oh, this wouldn't work because there's not.
You don't have enough pulleys. It can't generate enough force. Yeah, I mean, it just has to look like it works.
Yeah. The exception to that is gun people. They're super anal about stuff. So if you design a gun for a game and they're like, the chamber doesn't eject properly and this and that, like they get really tied up to that, which I appreciate. But sometimes you're shooting lasers, so take a breath.
Yeah, for Call of Duty, for some of those games, it's because they try to be so realistic, right? So like Fortnite, who cares, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not designed to look realistic, but Call of Duty, yeah, it has to. The weight has to be perfect. It's gotta match the, bullet velocity, bullet size,
Yep.
sound, VFX,
I appreciate all that stuff. It's really cool when something's precise, but yeah, sometimes it can be a bit much. But I'm that way about mech stuff. So when I see mecha design, where it's a big ass mech and there's tiny ankles, and you're like, yeah, that just break. Like you need some level of functionality. Like just a small critic of their stuff, but Parallel, the NFT card game. This week they released a mech design, like AR mech design. It was really cool, but it had tiny ankles and giant guns, and it would just break instantly. So usually their designs are
watching the stream.
pretty good.
Hit us up.
Yeah, Parallel, if you're listening.
Y'all need help.
No, usually their designs are really good. The 2 main artists that work on the collection, they're really good. But then this one, for some reason, I don't know, something just didn't feel right. Yeah, Jarovi likes the placing the little details and dots and all that shit. Yeah, it's really fun because now everything's figured out and it's just dressing it up, right? You can't really fuck it up too much. You have to be careful about where you place your greebles, but yeah, basically the whole design is kind of solved, and you're just dressing it up. I try to save this until the end because if not, it ends up super detailed and then the balance not right, and then you have to fix everything back again. So it's kind of annoying. Once it's figured out, you know this thing's working, you can lift shit up, the balance is good. Maybe a little bit more weight at the back, like if you have, let's do the whole box test again.
It still looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. A little bit more weight in the back.
But like, how do you?
That's the question. Do you add weight underneath?
Yeah, maybe. Here, make all that stuff here feel solid. Maybe we can add more stuff inside of it, like engines or whatever, so it feels heavier. Maybe that's why it doesn't go all the way up, right? There's less stress for it to tip if it's like this, right?
The center of gravity on those things is like right dead center / a little bit to the back. And
Yeah.
I think that's why they're designed that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening here.
Yeah, there's weight right there. Exactly. There's a ton of weight there usually. Bigger back wheels is what Cherobi says.
But if it has bigger back wheels, it'll look more sporty, but then it'll tip, right? Because it's facing
tipped
that way. If you want to level it back towards the back, you need bigger front wheels, right?
Yes, actually. Which could work, I guess, for the design, right?
Yeah. Actually, we don't even see the wheels on the back of this, but I'm pretty sure forklifts have bigger front wheel than back wheels. Yeah, let's add some shit inside of it and even below, I guess. I'll just rename this so I don't lose it. Floor.
When floor.
Yep. Add a rocket launcher.
It'll add weight.
Yeah, for sure. I have more greeble stuff in my brushes, like just mech parts that I've done before, and I can use to like detail stuff.
Add like a brace there, yeah.
Like suspension.
Ooh, nice. Very nice. I think that's a good addition. That's nice.
Just more stuff. Visual noise. It looks complicated. Like this, right?
Like a machine.
There's a lot of shit happening in there. You're not exactly sure what it is, but that's a cool detail I didn't notice right here. It's attached to the the frame of this thing. I kind of put that in there, but you can just add more shit so it looks complicated, even if it doesn't. It's a lot of gray in there.
Okay,
It's hard
boy.
to see the detail.
Saying the suspension should be black is what he said. I think he's gonna recolor them later, right? I mean, you're just adding it in for now.
Yeah. I mean, I can. The thing is, how much time do I have to work on this, right? If I have a whole week, I can really go in and then split the parts and then detail it properly. And now I'm just trying to place elements, and then if I have more time, I'll fix it up. I'm just trying to figure out like the amount of detail that I need, because one of the other issue is too that the focal point of what you're trying to show in this design is not this. Like the suspension and the inside of it, it's not important. What's important is it's this guy right here, and then this forklift thing, and then maybe this can here. I'm just trying to add noise, but I'm not trying to add interest, or like I want the eye of the person who looks at this to look at the pilot and the overall, functionality. Nobody cares about what's happening below. Like even this light, if you look at this, it's kind of right in his face. So maybe put it lower. It's kind of blocking.
Yeah, but I don't think you can put it much lower than that. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Actually, where did they put their light? They put their light way up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of works.
This thing is slanted like this. So you can see what the hell you're driving to. Yeah. So I'm trying to concentrate my detail in like small areas too. So let's say this beam, okay? If I put my detail uniformly around it, it's distracting, and the balance is not as good as if you put like detail in a specific area. It's a little bit here and then here. There's more like place for your eye to breathe and then create points of interest. Like if I detail this whole thing over, it's gonna be very noisy, and you don't know where to look basically. So I'm trying to add detail at strategic areas. It's easy to get carried away with these greebles and just put shit everywhere. Trying to be strategic where I'm placing my details. Yeah, that's why when you see me like just looking at it and turning it, I'm just thinking of where I should put my details. I'm just looking at it. Yeah, Gerovia is really super fun to do. Like it's like playing with toys. It's like playing with Legos, but you have infinite Legos and you have all the shapes in the world. It's great.
And you can make them precise too. It's not just like a standard block.
Yep.
At this point, do you feel like you have a few signature touches that are like pretty much you'll do on almost every design, and if somebody looked at it very closely would be like, yeah, I think Mac touched this.
Yes. Sorry. There's a bunch of shapes that I do just not consciously, or like
Yeah, I mean you're just used to using it so much, and
yeah,
then like
it's those little blocky little ticks like this.
cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to save it towards the end because if not, I'll just put shit everywhere.
Everything's gonna get shaved down.
Yeah, but I guess the touch is like the brushes I'm using. Like all of these I made, I didn't grab them from somebody else. So when you look at it, even the A.N.I.M.O stuff, right? This little round screw that I'm using all over, it's everywhere on the A.N.I.M.O stuff. Like
it is on the A.N.I.M.Os, yeah.
I could have used different
a normal
ones,
screw.
but I don't know. I just like that one because it's pretty big. I can use it to like sculpt stuff. Like I can make
like tires and stuff.
Like a pipe or like shit like this. And it's cool to draw with, but I can also use it to detail stuff really fast. So I don't know, maybe that's my signature brushes. Even the shapes, like I really like this one too. It's square but it's still round, and one side is beveled and then one side isn't beveled. So I can cut in stuff that's beveled. I can also cut in stuff that's not beveled. And yeah, I use that one to sculpt a lot of stuff, even when I'm just like sketching the overall shape of it. It's kind of hard to describe your own style because I'm not really seeing it. I need
and you don't
people
think about
to,
it.
Yeah, I need people to tell me what it is. Maybe my stuff is like a bit colorful, like playful. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I need
had a
Drovi, we're able to do like circular array orientation or radial stuff. Yeah, okay, so in medium, no, but in the new modeler, yes, you can. There's a radial array. Right now, there's only mirror, lathe, and then grid. There's not a ton of, but you can eyeball it pretty easily, I guess. Like right now I'm doing fast, but I could sculpt like a whole spoke, and yeah, it's not super precise, but who cares when it's this big? Or everything that you spend time on, since it's very easy to place stuff precisely and align shit like this, even if it's not perfect, it looks fine, But yeah, doing those types of, let's say a thread on the wheel. Let's say if I wanted to do something like this, right? It'd be pretty hard to do in medium. I either would do it in a different program and just import a wheel, because that's easy to repeat radially. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't need to be super precise. But you can if you want to. It's just gonna take more time. Like you spend time figuring out the color placement. You spend time figuring out, the overall shape, and then you spend time doing your threads at the end, because the threads don't make or break your whole thing, right? And you can indicate it, and then later on, when let's say you're like, oh, I want threads on this, so I'll just kind of sketch it in, and then I'll remember later, once I'm done with my design, everything's clean, and it's like, oh, now I need to clean up, these wheels, make threads on them. And it's fast to just indicate stuff and then clean it up later. But even with those greebles, I enjoy like drawing them rather than grabbing like a, I have one that's called details. I can just use this, but it's fun to, draw it in sometimes. Figure out new shapes, figure out new things, and then if I like that detail, I'll save that as a brush, and then I'll just use that on other stuff. But yeah, there's some cool ones that I like to use. Stuff like this. Nice PFP.
When you go out in public and you look at stuff, do you view the world through this lens? Like, are you constantly looking at details for everything?
Yeah.
Like, subconsciously, do you just like look at it and be like, oh, that's cool. Like, they've got these little weird screw things and this little attachment here and whatever.
Actually, yeah, and it's kind of annoying because I can't look at a movie and just enjoy the movie. I break down every like shot and like, oh, the color grading and then the design of this and then how they frame the shot, and it's kind of a nightmare. So I really enjoy Pixar movies because I can just get carried away by the story, right? But no, it's everything, dude. Like logo designs. I used to be a graphic designer when I started my career, so I look at logos all the time, like, oh, this font is garbage, and like, oh, this is a good logo. They did a play on the negative space is good. So I don't say it out loud, but I'm constantly thinking about it, and sometimes it's kind of annoying. But
it's hard to turn it off when it's like,
definitely.
This is what you do every day, all day, and you're constantly thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, when it's your job, you're just analyzing everything. It's like, I guess same for my wife, who's a pastry chef. Like, she can't just enjoy a nice pastry, right? She'll
look at the details.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
this side melted a little bit. They screwed up. Like,
too sweet, and like, yeah, she'll show me pictures on Instagram. Like, did you see what they did with this cake? I'm like, yeah, looks cool, like, no, this is all wrong.
Bad. The answer is bad.
It's all fucked up. But yeah.
Is this a trick question? Did you make this?
But part of being a concept artist is to look at all the stuff everywhere all the time. So like you build a good visual library, and then when you have to design stuff, even for cakes, if I have to design a cake, I'm like, oh yeah, this should make sense, and play shit around. And even food and cake design, it's all graphic design, but with food instead of
just with food,
shapes,
different medium.
Yeah, everything's designed in its own way. So it's everywhere. It's hard to turn it off. So yeah, I've been getting into photography recently, and it's another rabbit hole of like trying to learn everything, and I gauge
angles, lighting, everything. The lenses. I mean, RIP to your wallet, dude. Those lenses are expensive.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I gauge like website design or if you look at a company and a website design, it's kind of janky. It's hard to order from them. It's kind of the issue we're running into with our toys. We might have to go through Etsy just because the labels and like the shipping is handled by them, so it's much more easier than having to apply for a bunch of like permits and all that shit.
You're saying the permits, yeah.
Like the taxes for the label. So we might have to go through Etsy on Grumpy Shop to do it. So, you know, I'd rather have our own proper shop, but you know, we might have to do it a little bit ghetto for our first one, just because we're learning. You know.
That's why we're building all the forklifts and
Yep.
you know, getting everything ready.
Yep. Yeah, I can design a forklift real easy, but fucking international shipping, dude, ugh. We need someone who's more versed into that. I spent all my XP points in design.
In design,
Yeah.
dexterity. No speed, all dexterity.
Yep. But even in design, I specialized in, mechanical stuff because that's what I enjoy the most. But when I started my career, I was doing environments, and it was all right. It wasn't what I was enjoying the most, but it was what I was best at, because I don't know, maybe I don't want to say it's easier, but it was maybe easier for me to start with. I'm pretty bad at drawing like people faces and all that stuff. I work with people that can do it really, really well and super fast. So I'm not trying to compete with them because I know I'll, just get eaten up. So I know I can design a mech better than most people. So yeah, you specialize in a certain niche, and then when there's a game that's being made and they're like, oh, we need somebody to do funny mechas, who are we gonna approach? They're not gonna hire me for Madden 2023.
They can use our forklift design.
Yeah. Yeah. I received some messages from people starting to start their NFT collection, like on ArtStation and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, we're making this NFT collection with a partner like LeBron James or something, and we're looking for artists. I'm like, have you seen my work? Like, why are you talking to me? Like, you just need an artist to do everything? Like, what? Doesn't make sense, Oh. That's another thing that's awesome with fucking Medium, is making fucking wires like this.
Like power cords and shit.
Yeah, making this in like traditional 3D software like ZBrush, it's kind of a pain. But Medium, it's
like you said, it's just taking a bunch of cylinders and it's just running it into one continuous thing, right?
Yeah, well, right now it's a sphere.
Oh, it's a sphere, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's super precise. Like doing that shit in 3D software, like having this and then doing this, it takes forever because you need to do this and then turn your camera, and then do this and then turn your camera. and do this and turn the camera,
Ah,
right? Because it's flat
Yeah.
on the screen, but
right.
you know, I can do this, and I can do this. I just have to be precise with what I'm moving, but you know.
Did you used to do any of those exercises, like just to train your dexterity in this program? Like, would you just do shape and just practice shapes?
When I started out drawing, yes, I would do a ton of them. Not in 3D, but I would have a page, and let me turn it off. I'd have a page. I would make straight lines like this. And now it's wonky because I have nothing to, you know, put my hand on. So,
Yeah.
but I would do straight lines like this, and then practice it every morning. I'd go over the same line to make it.
To see if you can do it.
Yeah. Actually, I should probably practice this in VR. It'd be pretty good. And then once I did my lines like this, I'd do circles. And then I'd try to draw a perfect circle inside those lines. Over and
Yeah.
over. Like this. I have pages and pages of this shit filled. And then I do ellipses. I try to make the same ellipse over and over again. It's an exercise from a guy called Peter Hahn. He does that stuff. And yeah. So at first you start and you do small lines, and then when you get better you do bigger lines, and then by the end of it you get into full lines. Vazi, the software is called Medium, Oculus Medium, or Adobe Medium now. But yeah, I do a ton of this stuff.
That makes sense. I mean, I was just wondering because I mean, it's like working out, right? Like you have to have the muscle memory.
Yeah, for sure. And I was really getting very clean with my lines and having really precise drawings, but that didn't make my drawings good. It just make them clean. And at some point, I realized that, and I was like, okay, I need to stop thinking about how I make stuff clean all the time and just make good things, good designs. So I started drawing in the subway, and in the subway everything's shaking, so I can't make clean lines. So I have my little pad, and I draw and do this, right? So if you go on my Instagram and scroll way down, there's just pages and pages of my little sketchbook with drawings on them, and they're all done in the subway.
Wow.
So yeah, at that point I was like, okay, I need to stop thinking about fucking clean stuff and just making good stuff. You can always clean it later on. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess you force yourself to do it in a way to like shut off the neuroticism.
Yep. Yeah, so when I hear people say like, oh, I'm a perfectionist, so I don't draw because it's not, you know, like, yeah, no, you don't get it. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be good.
Get good. Get good, noob.
Yeah. Jerove says, yeah, wires, they're pretty annoying. The tools are good. You can make really precise and really clean stuff, and the fact that in ZBrush you can plot out your lines and then change the profile of your line, that's awesome. This is just faster. So if I have more time and I spend a whole week designing these wires, yeah, I'll go in and I'll, you know, design each connector and then make sure this is like high res enough so that, you know, that's the proper connector, and then there's a little bolt here and a little sticker here, shit like that. But at the end of the day, if it's, you know, big like this, you don't see it.
You can't zoom in on it anyway. Yeah.
I mean, you can zoom in. What's tricky with game design is people fucking zoom in on that stuff, and they'll pay attention to really small detail. In movies you can hide it more because, you know, there's fog and the shot is designed a certain way to hide some stuff. So like you can't see the bottom of this. You can't see the back of it. But for games and even for A.N.I.M.O, what we try to do is we make it look make it good from every angle, right? There's a lot of NFT collection that's just from the front, you know? The
Yep.
good old like joke of like Mechaverse, maybe, you know, turn around and see what you look like from the back.
Nothing. Blank.
Yeah.
Empty shell.
Yeah. And then they released recently the whole body, and then the body doesn't match the face because two people designed it, and it's, you know, they didn't think about the whole thing at once. So even A.N.I.M.O like stuff is designed on the bottom, like you guys don't see it, but it is done. So when you see the toy, you're like, okay, there's stuff below too. It's not just flat. What point does scene start to get slow in medium? When there's a lot of shit. I don't know how to explain it. You only have 150 layers maximum, and there's resolution to your layers. So like you see the box around it, that's the resolution of this layer. So I can sculpt into that box. So when I'm outside the box, nothing happens. Right? It kind of clips inside of it. So the smaller your boxes are, the more resolution you will have. So let's say this whole truck would be made out of tiny boxes. It would get heavy, but since most of it is fairly large boxes, it's faster, if that makes sense. So if there's a ton of resolution, it'll slow down for sure, 100%. And then it starts to lag in your face, and then you get dizzy. But that's why when I'm trying to detail stuff, let's say this part, right? The box is fairly large. Let's say this piece, okay? The box is fairly large, and the resolution of this layer is quite low. So you see, if I carve into it, or if I try to do this, right, the resolution is not good. There's not clean detail, right? But what I can do is, let's say right here, I can make a hole in it and then have another layer that's the resolution is very, very small, like this, and only in that layer have super sharp objects, right? So my screw is super clean, and then if you look from far, it looks like the whole piece is cleaner than it is because the details are clean. So yeah, I'll usually have, let's say, something like this, and then I can carve away some stuff and then add my detail back. You see, like this layer is just, you know, smaller bits. Oh, I didn't put that here. Undo that. Just make sure it's mirrored. Like that, and then have a layer that's just for my detail. I'll shrink the layer way down so that it only encompasses the piece that I want, and then I'll have my clean detail in there, like this. So see, this screw compared to this screw, this one's cleaner. And when you look at shit,
Wow.
you're trying to focus the eye on the person to like where you want it to look. So like I'll put sharp details close to the focus point of the image or the model, and then when you see one clean screw, your brain just assume that every other screw that's there is clean too, right? And let's say this is not clean, but this layer is clean, I can just add something on top of it to make it look clean. And then that's why some of this design stuff, I on purpose make the same shapes, because I've done it enough times so that I know that I'm gonna use that kind of, double brush thing. So when I design, let's say, the wheel, I'll have this same of double round brush thing as well. So like, that's wonky, that's clean. And even this can be, let's say, a different material. Now it's metal, right? So that it looks like it's a socket and there's a screw in it. So I'll have my wonky pieces, or lower res pieces, be like the framing for something. And then I'll have, let's say, some wires that come from below here. Go in here. So that this is sharp and this is wonky, but together they look sharp. And when I need more resolution on a piece, let's say this one I'm trying to detail and I need to carve at it and it's too low, I can just increase the resolution of this piece to what I need. It's gonna be clean enough to detail. It's a balance of like how you deal with your geometry, like where do I need detail, like how do I spread all that stuff, where do I need the resolution, where I don't need it so I can save it for better performance. How long have you been going so far?
2
2
hours.
hours?
Mhm.
It's not bad for 2 hours.
It's amazing for 2 hours.
Honestly, can't wait for the game I'm working on right now to come out, because some of these designs, like, I worked weeks on them, and most of the stuff I show online, I've worked a day to a week max, and then some stuff in the game I've worked weeks on it. So it's like, I think some of my best work so far. I can't wait to show everybody.
Oh boy. It pervades the Batman game or something else?
Yeah, the
Are you
Batman
allowed-
game.
Okay,
So, Gotham Knights.
nice.
Yeah, it's been really cool working on that. Like, told me as a kid I'd be able to like design stuff for Batman. Surreal. Trying not to get too carried away with these little things, but it's just so fun to place all around. So I'm gonna try to focus them on like small areas and not put them in the middle of everything. Back my floor. Like the floor is a thing that doesn't need to be high res at all. Like I can, decrease the resolution and it doesn't change anything except the edges, but nobody cares about the edges. What people care about is this thing. Should add a bunch of screws everywhere.
I'm just thinking for the clickbait title of this video, maybe I'll put something like, in quotes, parallel mech looked alright. Could have some improvements. End quote.
McNuggets taking shots at parallel.
Yeah, right.
No, I love what they do. I have a bunch of them. And
No, I mean, their cards are amazing. I mean, almost every single one is like super intricate.
yeah. And Nacho Yage, I don't know if that's how you say his name. He's amazing. But the latest mech they posted, man, need some bigger ankles. It's really off weight too. I don't know. Maybe you can pull it up.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. It's on their Twitter, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just nitpicky about that stuff. Like,
I mean, you design mechas. That's
yeah,
what you do.
Gonna have to.
And boxes. We make
Yep.
good boxes.
Oh, I got a video of the all about the cankles. Yeah. We got a video of the box from the manufacturer today. Grumpy shared it with me.
Ooh.
I'll post it after this.
Alpha. No, dude. We're gonna make them wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the mech that you're talking about. Oh, this one. Okay.
Has giant guns and fucking huge wires.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's gonna break. You're right.
But even
That's cool, though.
yeah,
Looks super cool, though.
it looks cool because it has giant guns on it.
Yeah.
It's a cheat code, I'm telling you.
Alright, I'm gonna post it in the chat.
Yep. And it feels very off balance, when it turns around. Tiny
It
legs.
reminds me of
and-
that like Robo Dog thing that like keeps falling over because they couldn't get it to work.
Yeah. The Boston Dynamics one.
Yeah.
Actually, that one is super well balanced.
This one.
Yeah.
Oop.
That's what I'm saying, Malco.
Yeah, the gun's massive, and that's what they use, and they put it in your face, so that, like you said, it's a cheat code. Otherwise, it's just like a skeleton cage, you know, fancy wires.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's very cool, but it's not functional, or it doesn't look like it's functional. Even the guns don't make sense. Like, why you have so much wires and you shoot? What do you shoot? You know, water.
There's a lot of wires. There's a lot of wires.
But guns don't have wires, so usually wires are for hydraulics to pump the fluid or electricity. So maybe it's a rail gun, but it has barrels that are round. So it's, I don't know, man.
Power for a laser gun? I mean, it still wouldn't make sense, right? I mean, if it's shooting a projectile, like, why would it be connected? And I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Shots fired. Come talk to us.
Yeah.
A.N.I.M.O X parallel. That's really what it comes down to.
Clipped and shipped. Does a forklift have a thing in the back so like when you brake you see that it's braking, like a brake light?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Resident. Yes.
That
I
would
was
make
going to
sense.
say resident forklift driver. Please let us know. It does make sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Does it have blinkers too?
Also has a weight alert light on the.
Oh, that's what this is. Oh shit.
Oh, that's what that little thing is. Okay.
This. Ah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I just put something in and then, you know.
When you lift it, it flashes.
Gotcha.
I guess to let people know that you're using it.
Yeah. Let me back up. That would make sense. There you go.
Oh, fancy.
Shiny.
Shiny.
But it kind of makes a face though. That's the hard part.
Yeah, it does.
Mech's design is fucking. You're making faces all the time, and it's faces and dicks. It's like impossible not to make those. Drawing spaceships always looks like a dick.
I think just the one on the back would work. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think it needs the other ones per se.
But do you need blinkers?
He said sometimes they have them.
Pareidolia? Is that what it's called? Let's see.
He said not necessary.
Okay.
He said the blinkers aren't necessary. So if you want to avoid doing the face thing. Yeah, I guess that is what it's called.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What's this?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
When it's a closed cage, they have blinkers.
Gotcha. Let's make a little light up there. Oh yeah, let me save this, dude.
That would be good. Be a good idea. That's cute.
The loading.
Yeah, the loading sign. I noticed that earlier. And then it goes bing. So how big of a file would this be, for example, like right now?
I don't know, but it's actually not that heavy. Right now it's only 6 million polys. It's not that crazy. I've worked on much bigger things.
So when we so that's my question. So when we say low poly, in game,
Yeah.
how many polys are we talking about? If this is 6 million, then how much is in the game, for example?
20,000 maybe.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe even lower. A character in a AAA game, it's around 200,000.
Wow. And they're usually like super high def too.
Yeah, but it's with tricks like textures on it and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Here, Marco, just for you.
Oh my gosh.
As you lift it up like this, it's like to stop. Can you make those the forklift? Yeah.
This is so weird, but I kind of like it.
Like this. Yes.
And we'll have human arms confirmed.
Alright, you guys are distracting me. I was doing a light before all this nonsense. It is starting to lag a little bit, but I think it's because I have two streams going on at the same time. Let's just do one. There we go.
Ooh. Shiny.
Oh, it's even going down the bottom. It's pretty cool. Happy accidents, dude. Love those.
Like I said, you're the Bob Ross of the 3D world.
Yeah. I'll need it. A.N.I.M.O pronounce A.N.I.M.O. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's calling it different, like pronouncing it differently. Some people are calling saying like it's anime, but A.N.I.M.O. I don't know, man. I don't have the right answer for you.
The way you pronounce it is like the French twist on it.
Yeah, but that's just my accent because like in French, like animal is animals,
Hmm.
but you know we're all inclusive, so you can pronounce it however you want. You're not gonna be upset. Actually, there's a show here in in Quebec on TV about animals called A.N.I.M.O with a O. But I'm glad Tutti figured out the name because I'm really bad at naming stuff. Like I'm not a writer, so all my names were pretty cringe.
Mech number 1, Mech number 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did she come up with the whole acronym as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Where's Tootie? Well, she's still at home. She's been taking a little break from the NFT stuff because it's super draining, and I don't want to get in detail too much, but she's been going through some stuff, so just taking a little break from all of this nonsense. I need a break myself. We're going to Europe soon. I'm very excited for actual vacations. But she's still active in our admin chat from time to time. She's been posting cool drawings. You guys haven't seen yet, but there's some really cool stuff we work on right now.
Oh yeah, Tootie's working on a lot of stuff. She's just not in Discord necessarily. Ooh, nice. Vent holes.
Yeah, there's some here.
Is our forklift battery operated, or is this
It's whatever
petrol
this thing
engine?
is. Gas, nuclear battery.
Nuclear. That's right. Renewable energy here.
Yeah, exactly. A couple more wires and I think it's gonna be good. A cup holder.
Cup holder to hold your A.N.I.M.O gulp. Speaking of which, guys, take a look at our new merch if you haven't already. There's
The cups.
water bottle. There's a mug. We're still looking for new ideas, whatever you all think would be really cool to have in terms of merch. So that is helmet.
That's the hold your beer, dude.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep. Slick.
Looks like a mustache.
Yeah. Hearing protections. I don't know how headphones work for, animals. Like, is it like on the side of their head like this?
OSHA violation. We said from the beginning we don't care about OSHA.
And Gabe's been making fun of me because my water bottle, but I'll let you know my water bottle is great. Thread the needle. It's a little bit wobbly, but
It's gonna be wobbly in real life.
yeah. But there's a way to like make it cleaner. Just have to be more patient. You just draw little by little. And then you can stretch this straight.
Nice.
Well, I kind of like that it's wobbly. And then when it joins here, and there's some, you see that it's two part. What you do is you add something on top, so it's covered up, and then nobody knows.
Fixed.
Animals wobble, but they don't fall down. Yep. Because they got hella stance. Fuck, it's the same layer. Another brush I made that's pretty fun is two wires.
Ooh.
So for like ribbon cables, stuff like that. Got 2. Also got 4 somewhere. It's another type of cable.
All the power. Maximum power.
Weebles. I don't know what that is, dude.
The exhaust pipe. I asked what kind of power source we're using. We're using like nuclear power, so you know it's
I mean, it could be cool. It's kind of this. I was kind of hinting at it. I was trying to see if like it would be a cool shape to make. Turn off this. Do like
ooh. That is kind of cool, actually.
yeah. It's getting very Mario Kart though. That's a bit much. Maybe the exhaust is not pipes, because yeah, it's kind of looking like a hot rod, like just the if you put pipes like this, it'll make it lower tech. So maybe instead of having, you know, crazy round metal pipes, maybe it's like a vent.
Like a vent?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like in these newer cars, it's the muffler is not like a circle. Sometimes it's like this shit,
Yeah, yeah.
and it makes it look more modern. So if you want to try to work in an exhaust system to all of this, maybe it's maybe it's something here that kind of has the same shape that we've been using. It's kind of square thing, but
And then you put vents on that.
yeah, it's empty like this. Yeah, that's your.
Yeah. That's balanced.
And then you can put, yeah, like jet exhaust or something like that. Something like this, right? It's like Gundam exhaust.
Love it. It pervades at like a heat sink.
Yeah, exactly. But if you do stuff like this, it adds a lot of noise right here, which is not necessarily bad, but like you're focusing your eye a lot because there's a lot of small shapes. That's where you're looking. Yeah, exactly. It's like the chest vent on the Arc 78. Definitely. K-Boy said, want to turn this forklift A.N.I.M.O into an airdrop at the end of the live stream. We can put it for raffle, or we can put it for auction too. That'd be cool. I would just need to render all this stuff, and I could mint it on my my collection. I think that's pretty much it for the sculpting part. Like, I can keep adding shit all day, but at some point I have to say that it's good, because you know there's no end to detailing all this stuff, and you can over detail. So I feel that's pretty good. Maybe the wheels, something flatter, maybe. Let me see. Each viewer get one box a day entering. Oh my god, bro.
Oh my gosh.
So much work, dude.
Too much. Too much.
Light, easy stream. Something's off. There you go. Alright, I think that's pretty good. One thing more. This will never end. When you have a forklift, it needs to be slanted kind of, so we have to scoop it under shit, right? Like this. Alright. Is that a circle cut out in the middle of the wheel hub? Yeah, I mean, I like it like this because it's like bulletproof, you know. Maybe the way the wheels attach is below this cover, so you take this off and then this is where you unscrew it, and then you put the cap back on top, so it's very solid, bulky, like chunky wheels. Feels heavier, yeah. It's like it's solid. It's not hollow.
Yeah, it does make it feel heavier.
Yeah, man. Happy with this.
Yeah. I think it looks great.
What we can do is what time is it? We got 20 minutes. I can render it quickly. I can probably do this off Twitch stream. I'll probably just do it in Discord. But I'll show you guys how I would render it, and then call it a day. And either raffle it or auction it.
We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll put it up for a vote. We'll see. Yeah, off stream. I think that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for you guys hang out. Should do this more often than the stream. It's always a blast, and I love doing this type of blue sky. Just make something. It's always fun. Just requires a little bit of planning because Saturday is like my only day off. But I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. Alright, this is good.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in for our Twitch stream.
Yeah, cheers.
I'll let you shut the stream off, and then you can render on Discord.
I just need to switch off all my audio stuff from my headset, so
Cool.
one sec. Cheers.